All right, this is Unit 11 review. We are going to go over the Level 1 review questions for Unit 11, which is graphing and factoring. This first video, we are just going to go over numbers 1 and 2. So numbers 1 and 2, if you notice, number 1 has a couple features on it. What we're doing here for number 1 is the key terms. We're using the graph below, state the values that match each key term. All right, solutions. So what this is asking for is the number of solutions. And whenever we have a parabola or really anything that asks for a solutions, it's how many times it's crossing the x-axis. And so our parabola here is crossing the x-axis twice. So solutions, there are 2 solutions. The next is roots. And so here, when it asks for roots, it's asking for basically the exact x-intercepts. So roots and zeros and solutions, x-intercepts, they all mean the same thing. Obviously, right here, the parabola crosses the x-axis at where the x value is 3. So the root is 3. And then the other root, where it crosses, the x value is -2. Now, sometimes you put x equals, we can put x equals 3, x equals -2. Just if you put a comma, be careful not to confuse it as a coordinate point. Y-intercept, pretty simple, is where it crosses the y-axis. The x value is 0. So that means the y value is -6, and as a coordinate point, it is 0, -6. Vertex is the turning point of the parabola. Vertex is that minimum or maximum point right there. Right here, it's a minimum, and that point, it literally tells us right there, is 0.5, -6.25. That's the coordinate point. All right, letter B, here we go. X-intercepts. What are my x-intercepts? They cross at x equals -4. And then the other one is 1. So x equals. There are 2 x-intercepts. That's probably what it also asked. For the zeros, I mean, there are 2 of them. Once again, zeros and solutions and roots, they all mean the same thing. There are 2 of them. And like I just said above, x equals -4, x equals 1. We probably could have put 2 up here where it says x-intercepts. How many x-intercepts are there? There are 2. Y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis at the 0, -4. -4 is the y value where it crosses. And the vertex, once again, is that turning point right here. That's another minimum. It is -1.5, -6.25. Pretty simple. It's just interpreting a graph. That's number 1. Number 2, here we go. All right, we are graphing each equation in decimals, and then we're just filling in the details. Okay, so I paused it, and then I have all the solutions for number 2. So what I did, I have the solutions right here if you want to take a minute and copy them down. All I did was for each of these, A, B, C, D, E, F, I plugged these equations exactly into Desmos, each one individually, and then I found where the parabolas cross the x-axis and where the vertex is, right? So x squared plus x minus 2, our solutions are -2 and 1, and the vertex is at -0.5, -2.25. Number B, our 2 solutions are x equals -3, x equals 3, so it crosses the x-axis at those 2 values. The vertex is at 0, -9. The vertex is a coordinate point. The x values are where it crosses the x-axis. C, x equals -15 and 10. -15 and 10, the vertex is at -2.5, -156.25. That was a big parabola. Letter D, my x values are x equals 0, x equals 5, and my vertex is at 2.5, 6.25. Letter E, my 2 solutions are x equals -6 and x equals -18. Vertex is at coordinate point -12, -36. And then finally, my solutions here, x equals -10, x equals -2. Vertex is at coordinate point -6, -16. So what I did, I just plug each of these individually, one at a time, into Desmos, and all I'm looking for are the 2 x-intercepts and the vertex. And then you just copy that down. Desmos will literally tell you. All right, thank you so much.